Well, good morning. I've been wanting to do this one for a little while, just haven't had the opportunity or got myself in the right mindset. And this was created, it was written by, and I don't know his real name, but he is another Norse pagan goes by the Facebook name of Roots of Yggdrasil. And in a way, he wrote down a path to paganism, following that path that I wanted to share with you guys because honestly, I think it's pretty damn good. And the reason I'm sharing is that I know a lot of people, when they start reading up on Norse paganism, they start seeing finding about Asatru and Asatru Folk Assembly, and they start the Odinism. The nine virtues, why I believe mechanically they're an okay tool. You and I have mentioned this before. They were created by white supremacists, racists, back in I believe it was the 60s, and then it was rewritten in the 80s, the early 80s. Anyway, let me just start up by a little bit of clarity here. Frith or Frith is not universal peace. It is the shared mutual peace of the hall, the bond of kin, oath, and obligation. Outsiders may receive grio or grid. Like I said, my pronunciation, I'm still working on it. A temporary truce or protection, but that's not the same thing. This post focuses on Frith, the peace we build, guard, and uphold through our deeds. So I wanted to at least start with that before I get into this. And it starts walking the heathen path today, Frith in a noisy world. Being a heathen, Norse pagan, or Asatruar isn't always simple. Some of us meet resistance from family, from other religions, or from the wider culture. Sometimes the hardest pushback comes from inside our own circles, where tempers flare over who belongs, how to practice, or what our words should mean. I've seen that. I have seen that. We are very divided for a variety of reasons. Even so, the path is worth it. That I agree with, 100%. Frith is how we keep going. It is the peace of a well-kept hall, and not a vague universal peace, but the mutual peace of belonging, upheld among kin, household, sworn companions, and guests under protection. Frith is the condition we maintain together through obligation, reciprocity, and right order. It isn't weakness, it is strength with a steady hand. Why it feels hard. We live in loud times. Opinion moves faster than patience, especially with technology and the internet these days. I absolutely agree with that. Posts get skimmed, not read. People bring different expectations. Some want a practice shaped as closely as possible to the old ways. Others bring living devotions that speak to today. Add in the internet's talent for misunderstanding, and you've got a recipe for conflict. I absolutely agree. I see it all the time. What we can control. We can't control every critic or comment. We can control our hall. Seems pretty simple. And believe me, much as I want a lot of the critics to just shut the hell up. Or let me reiterate that. Shut the Hellheim up. You're never going to get it. Everybody has access to the internet these days. Everyone has access to a camera. And I admit, I do believe in the First Amendment. But Well, that's a whole different discussion right there. I'm not even going to go down that side road right now. Now, hospitality. Warm the guest, feed the traveler, make room for honest seekers. This is Frith in action. Agreed. Measured speech. Speak plainly and with purpose. Listen twice as much as you type. Right words maintain Frith. Agreed. Think about what you say. Definitely think about what you type. Reciprocity. Show up for your kin and community. Accept help with gratitude. Return it in kind. Mutual obligation is the backbone of Frith. I think for any community, I absolutely agree with that, and I think it's something that's been lost. Frith is not silence in the face of harm. This is courage. Keeping the hall clean sometimes requires a firm hand. Oh, I absolutely agree with that. And as much as I hate getting political, I'll keep this brief. I saw a video from Minneapolis, Christian service was intruded upon and disrupted by anti-ICE leftist agitators, basically harassing people and accusing the minister of supporting ICE. Yeah, I got a problem with that. Used to be, when I was younger, places of worship were hands off. You didn't go kicking in the door for a political protest. Stewardship. Honor the land, your ancestors, and the gods with deeds that match your words. A clean hall reflects living Frith. Oh, I absolutely agree with that. A clear distinction. Frith and grid. It helps to name the difference plainly. Frith is the piece of belonging, the enduring bond within the hall. Grid is the piece of truce, temporary protection extended to outsiders. Both matter, but they are not the same. Your hall's Frith is not owed to everyone and was never meant to be. Just reiterating the difference. The weight of consequence. In the old world, Frith was upheld not only by goodwill, but by consequence. Breaking it carried social and legal penalties. A person who shattered the peace of the hall risked exile, outlawry, or loss of standing. We don't live under those laws today, but the principle remains. Frith survives only when we protect it. Newcomers to the path. If you're new, expect challenges, but don't lose heart. Start small and choose a simple, steady practice. A weekly toast, a candle for your ancestors, a walk where you greet the land and sky. Read the old poems and stories at your own pace. Keep a journal of what you're learning. Find a handful of people who build you up and call you in when you stumble. Learn to disagree without burning bridges. Remember, we are our deeds, and deeds are how we build Frith. Handling friction without burning the hall. Breathe before you answer. Not every spark needs a bonfire. Well, these days it seems like a spark leads to an inferno. But you get the point. As for clarity, what do you mean by that? Can save a conversation. State your stance and carry on. You don't have to win the internet to keep your honor. Set boundaries, welcome good faith discussion, refuse bigotry and bad faith attacks. Apologize when you miss the mark. Owning your missteps strengthens Frith. Where we are headed. Our aim is simple. Honor the gods, the land, and our ancestors. Keep a clean hall. Help each other grow. We won't agree on everything, and that's fine. What matters is how we disagree. With courage, with respect, and with a steady commitment to Frith. And here's some closing words. May you hail, may your hall be warm, your word be steady, and your course clear. May your kin find strength in your presence, and your presence be worthy of your kin. Frith to those who keep the peace, and a firm hand for those who would break it. Honestly, I think that's beautiful. And to those of you in this path who are struggling, I think this is pretty good. I mean, you don't want to use the 9 virtues, that's fine. You are not required to. But if you're looking for a path, or at least some kind of starting point, I think it's pretty good. And I'm going to put a link to the Roots of Yggdrasil, put a Facebook link in the description here. So look around for it. Give the guy some shout out. Give his page, give him some attention, a like, whatever. Because I think he's worth the time, and I consider him an ally in all of this. Okay? All right. I just wanted to get that off my chest, and I wanted to share it with all of you. Thank you.